Wagwan, what's great? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome and thank you very much for stopping by. My name is Chef Adrian Morris and you're watching Morris Time Cooking. As seen in the title, today we're going to be making a high protein rice and chicken bowl. So if that sounds interesting, stick around. After the intro, we get right into it.
We know about sardine, mackerel, chicken neck, chicken back. Nothing I waste, nothing I dash way.
And we are back, as I said before, making a high protein rice and chicken bowl. So let's get right into it. So first up, I'm going to be doing some meal prep. So this is going to be for a portion of about 2 to 3 days, lunch and dinner. But for today's video, I'm just going to be cooking half the amount. Or I should, you know what? I'm going to cook all the amount of this chicken. So I have here about 2 kgs of chicken breast, skinless, boneless, and it's about, what, 4 pieces. These are very big chicken breasts. So the first thing I want to do, I'm going to cut these up first and then I wash them. So I'm going to cut these into cubes. Nice big enough cubes because because it's chicken breast, we don't want them to dry out on us, right? So it's about this. It's about 2.5 inch square. And that's what we want. We don't want them to be too small or too large. I'm gonna grab a bit of vinegar in here. Alright, so about 3 tablespoons of vinegar, and we're just gonna wash it with some room temperature water. So we're gonna add a bit of olive oil on top, about a tablespoon. Gonna go in with some pink salt. 2 teaspoons of pink salt, go in with a teaspoon of black pepper, go in with some smoked paprika, and you can go in with about a tablespoon. I like that smokiness as well as the color. For added heat, I'm going to go in with 1 teaspoon of some cayenne pepper, a little bit of cumin, half teaspoon of cumin, some dried oregano, going with a teaspoon as well. Onion powder, 1 teaspoon of onion powder. Last but not least, a teaspoon of garlic powder. We're just gonna go in and we're gonna massage those flavors together. Wash your hands. Just gonna wrap that up and allow this to marinate. You can leave this in the fridge for about 2 hours, but in my case, I'm going to leave it on the countertop because I don't want it to get too cold. Normally, if I have it in the fridge overnight, I'd like to take that out at least 20 minutes before cooking time. Reason being, if you put that cold chicken breast from the fridge directly into a hot pan, it's just going to curl up, dry up, and then you're not going to have that juicy chicken breast. So we're going to leave this right here to marinate while we work on the rest of the ingredients, right? So now for the sauce, we're making a tzatziki sauce, nice and light, and this is high protein sauce as well. As I said, it's going to be a high protein meal, and this is quite healthy. You can have this for you and yours. So let's go. I have here about a 1/4 cup of Greek yogurt. This is about 17 grams of protein. So you know 17 grams of protein we're packing, right? I'm going to go in with that with about a tablespoon of olive oil. And you know olive oil for the healthy fats, right? Gonna hit that with a little bit of pink salt to taste, about a 1/4 teaspoon, nothing too crazy. We're gonna squeeze some lemon juice in here. So pro tip, use your hands like this to catch the seeds, right? So about that, I'm gonna say about a tablespoon. The rest in the fridge, because we're gonna use that later on. Wrap that in a piece of paper towel so it don't dry out on us, right? Gonna add to that 1 garlic clove and we're just gonna grate that in. 1/4 of a large cucumber and we're just gonna grate that in. Washed and everything. Typically you would squeeze this to drain a bit of the juice, but I do not want this sauce to be thick. I need a nice thin sauce. If you want the sauce to be thick, you can squeeze out a bit of the juice from the cucumbers. Lastly, I want to add some fresh dill about a teaspoon or so, but I don't have any fresh dill, so I'm just gonna go in with a little bit of cilantro because I need that kick, right? I'm just gonna use my scissors. This is already washed. As I said, dill is the ideal herb for this recipe, and we're gonna mix. As I said before, I leave the liquid in here from the cucumbers because I want this sauce to be runny. Add a bit of that sauce to the bag for later on. Pour the sauce in here. Wrap up the remaining. So we're going to store this in the fridge. This can be stored up to a week. You use that across your grilled vegetables, on your meat, your rice dishes, your vegetables, you name it. So here we go. All right, so now for the rice. So we have here 3 cups of long grain white rice. I'm going to be making a nice rice. Let's go. I'm going to wash this about 2 times or until the water runs clear. All right, so for our rice, we're going to be doing the pilaf rice method, right? So turn our heat on. I'm going to go into about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Again, healthy fats. So we have here 2 tablespoons of olive oil, just going to allow that to heat up. So in Canada here, we have this store called Bulk Bond, beautiful store. All your candies, all your seasonings, your pastas, your ice creams, you name it, are in there, right? I went in here and I saw this seasoning right here. They call it the rice seasoning, so I want to give it a try, right? Typically, I'd season up my rice in a different way, but today I want to give this a try. They say it's rice seasoning, so let's see. I want to taste it first to see the salt content. Okay. It's like a chicken noodle. It's very flavorful. It's like the seasoning that you'd get in a ramen noodle, in a sense. Yeah. Has a little bit of sweetness to it. We're gonna test this out in the rice. We're trying out some stuff here. All right. So we're gonna go in now with our washed rice into the oil. As I said, pilaf method. This is where you somewhat cook the rice into oil to get the grains to be nice and shelly. So you cook it in a bit of oil first. So this is where you kind of fry the rice a little bit first, and you can add vegetables and stuff like that. We're not going to add any vegetables to this rice. We're just going to be trying out this rice seasoning. And correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, if this rice seasoning is meant for actual chicken. You see what I say? But I'm like, okay, rice seasoning, let's try it. It was right where the pasta and everything are. So I'm like, okay, get all the grains coated. All right, so because this has a little bit of salt to it, I'm not going to add any salt to this rice. I'm going to go into about a tablespoon and a half. It's not all salt, right? There, that should do it. And a half teaspoon of black pepper. Trust me. Try black pepper in your rice. just try black pepper in your rice. Can't go wrong. Mix that in. You can cook this the regular way, as I said before. I want this rice to be nice and shelly. Going with the pilaf method. Very low calories, some vegetable broth. This is about 5 calories per cup. And we're going to go in with 2 cups here. Are enough to cover the rice. So, even though that has seasoning in there, this vegetable broth is not salty. So we're good to go. Mix that in. Need some more. Alright, so just enough liquid. You can add straight water if you don't have the vegetable broth. As I said, I'm experimenting with this rice seasoning. Typically, I'd add butter to my rice. This is not the case here. We're not going to add any form of butter because, as I said, you can have this if you're trying to get healthy, put on some weight with lots of flavor. You know what I say? Cover this. I'm going to allow that to come to a boil. All right, we're gonna put this on the back stove to steam on nice low heat. And while that's going, I'm gonna work now on the chicken. Heat that pot up. For chicken pieces, we're gonna go into about 2 tablespoons of olive oil again in that hot pan. Swirl that, all right, nice little smoke point. We're gonna go in now with our chicken pieces. We don't want to overcrowd this pan because we don't want it to spring water. We want this to cook nice. This smells so good. Take my word for it. This smells amazing. And if you have an air fryer, you can pop these in there too. Gonna add a piece of foil over the rice. Steam it even better. And in the meantime, I'm gonna wash some dishes. All right, turn the meat pieces over. We get ourselves a clean tang, and we'll go in. And there we go, nice and juicy. Just put them in a clean container. And we're just gonna repeat this method. As I said before, this can be achieved in your air fryer. And we're just gonna repeat this method until we have all the chicken pieces cooked off. 4 to 5 minutes on each side, or until you have that nice golden color on both sides and it's cooked throughout. These are cut small, so you know they're easier to cook. As you can see here, look how juicy that is. Juicy. Tastes so good. All right. Time to assemble. Rice is steamed nicely. Smells good. Hope it tastes as good as how it smells. Going with our vegetable. I have a little bit of kale here and some nuts, some diced tomatoes, and of course, beautiful chicken breast. And then just cut the bag, and we're gonna go in with that sauce. And there we go. Proper. Let's dig in. The tzatziki is tangy from the cilantro. Rice is a little bit fresh. Flavors are okay. Rice could have used salt. That rice seasoning, not as salty as I thought. The rice could use a little bit more salt, where you can taste the flavors though. A nice fresh tzatziki sauce. There we go. Proper meal. How to make a high protein rice and chicken bowl. Can't talk much. Gotta eat 10 ounces of chicken breast, 13 ounces of rice. I'm only eating this much rice because I haven't eaten any starch much this morning. Yeah? Which you can stay healthy and eat good later. Yeah, man, I say. So until next time, safe travel upon the gravel and go and big up on us. Only the rice. I just add some salt to the rice because the rice seasoning is not the saltiest, but it's okay. If you don't like salt, this is perfect.